I don't recognize What happened exactly? You all of a sudden here?
No, they knew about it.
Okay, ready to roll? Are we ready to roll?
Amen.
Pretty quick review, even though it was a longer thing. We discussed the Bracha Rishon and Achrona on rice, which I don't think we've made it clear why it is that rice wouldn't get the meaning. The reason why rice, even though it's not one of the 5 grains, the reason why we get a mezonos is because rice fills you up. Right, so since it fills you up similar to the 5 grains, so therefore you make mezonos. Now, why don't you make an alamichya? Because alamichya is exclusive for exclusive foods, which is the 5 grains, and rice is not included. So therefore, you don't make a bracha. You only make a bar nefashos on rice, the way we paskin.
Are there other examples of that?
What?
Other than rice, are there other examples like that?
Other than rice, no, not that I could think of offhand. But there's not. By the way, rice is also controversial. It's not so clear that oris that the Gemara is talking about is rice. It's really not so clear that that's what it is.
Yeah, in terms of brachas coming first, I know there's an order to brachas when it comes to which one you should make it. Would a mezonos of a rice come before, let's say, an adama? Adama always.
I'm not sure. Somebody asked that to me, and I'm not sure. I meant to look it up, and I forgot to look it up.
Because adama normally comes first when it comes to other things, but
correct.
not mezonos.
Correct.
So
I'm not sure. He's asking. Akiva's asking if mezonos, if the mezonos of rice comes before hadama or not. I think the reason to do mezonos on it first is because you make hadama, maybe it covers you, because the opinion that holds that rice gets hadama.
But don't we make mezonos for a different reason first? Isn't that how there's like shivas to it?
Yes, but I'm saying, but there could be that since there are opinions that you make hadama on rice, so then maybe you should make the mezonos first, or make mezonos of something else, or whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the rice, and then we had the opinion of Rabbi Gamliel that Birchas Hamazon is set on the Shiva Saminim. That was on Lam Zayin Amud Aleph, and then on Amud Beis we continued to discuss the bracha on rice, and then we said the bracha if there are small pieces of bread in a mixture like the matzah brai, that situation, and then we have to take it up with separating chal and different types of mixtures. Right, that's where we ended off. At the right on the top of Lam Amud Aleph. Is it Amud Aleph? Sorry. Right? Right. So we discussed the different. We just left off with the different types of challah. If it's thin, we said it doesn't need. You don't have to take off challah, and if it's thick dough, then you would have to take off challah. Now it's going to have another practical application, b'negeya, to making mezonos and hamotzi. Okay. So Amar le Abaya le Rav Yosef. Right. So Abaya said to Rav Yosef, "You're going to man the translations here." So I don't remember all the translations.
That means I go on this side, yes. Parrots, I have to interrupt a little bit. Don't get mad.
Yeah. So hi kuva da'ara. So this kuva da'ara, which we had, right? We had it on before, right? It's this thing that's baked in the ground, right?
Cavity.
It's basically wheat or flour. What do they translate that?
What, kuva?
Kuva da'ara.
I think the Gemara is going to discuss what kuva is.
What?
Isn't the Gemara going to say my kuva?
No, they're not here. Not this one. It's not going to say. Anyways.
It's on the tape. It doesn't say it here.
It just says kuva da'ara?
It says kuva, that's made in the ground. This kuva.
Okay, so it's...
Wait,
1 second.
3. It says here, 1 second. 3.
Kuva da'ara, we had it on the bottom of Amud Beis. Rashi says, you make a hole in the kira.
Trakin, what we said before.
You make a hole in the ground, you make a hole in the ground of the oven, right? And you put in water and wheat or flour, right? Okay, so that's what it is. So this thing, my mavarchin. So we were discussing till now whether that needs challah or not. What do you have to do? Hafrashas challah. Now the Gemara is discussing whether you need to make what bracha you make on it. Again, because ultimately it's flour and water. So what bracha? What bracha do you make it? Mi savras namahu. Do you say that it's dough, right? Guvla ba'almahu. It's just a guvla.
He calls it baked dough.
He said, do
What?
you think it's actually bread? It's just baked up.
It's right. It's not real bread. And the bracha would be on it.
Oh, since on the bottom, since it's more like a soft batter, it's like pastry.
Right. It's like a Danish as opposed to bread. Okay? So Mar Zutra Kavasu Dasa Ilove, Ubarach Hamotzi Lechem and Arts. Now Mar Zutra was Keveya Suuda on it. And he made on it Hamotzi Lechem and Arts. V'shalish brachos, and he did Berachos Hamazon. Right? And Amar Mar Baravashi, V'adam Yotze Ben Yidei Chavas, if Pesach and a person is Yotze, his Chiyuv, with this on Pesach, if it would not be chametz, he'd be, meaning it's flour and water, it's considered like dough. My time is lechamoini karinabe. It's called lechamoini. Right? Now, let's stop right there. So basically what the Gemara seems to be saying is that it's mezonos because it's not the same as bread. But if you kaveya suda, then you have to wash. Right? This is the $1 million question with pizza and eating cake for breakfast, and you eat a lot of cake. And I have this every day with my kid. He comes home and he eats pretzels with other foods for lunch. He says, do I have to wash? And the answer is he has to wash.
Rav holds if you
right?
First holds if you have enough Cheerios. That you could be
Cheerios, some say Cheerios too.
No,
Well, we had a shell years ago. We washed it with Cheerios, right?
Yeah. So the bottom line is yeah, so that's where that whole sugya comes in, that anything that's mezonos for the most part, if you eat enough of it, that's the equivalent of a meal, then you're going to have to do like Mar Zutra, and you're going to have to wash. Same thing with pizza. But pizza is a little bit more complicated. What?
How about Twizzlers? Don't people say that Twizzlers are mezonos?
No, we discussed that yesterday. Twizzlers, you missed it. You were busy by the dish, you see him. Twizzlers are not mezonos, according to most. Even though there is wheat in it, but we said that the wheat is just a binder. It's not there for anything specific, right?
Shehakol, portions vary based on the person and their,
Yeah. So what are you saying?
what each person consumes. So how does that work?
It really doesn't go by the person. It really goes by. It really goes what would everybody in the world do? The question is, does it go by age group, like kids versus seniors, nursing homes, whatever, right? But it really goes by the norm, right? And what makes it more complicated is, do you add other foods into it? Meaning, let's say you're going to have turkey with pretzels. So do you include the turkey because that's part of the meal? What about
we do? Hello, deli roll.
Deli roll would also be an issue. Yeah.
Deli roll be an issue, but you have to have enough dough of the deli roll, enough pieces. You have to have
no, you don't have to have enough dough. You have to have enough of the
deli?
combined meal. Look at the Taisus Mar Zutra Kavas Udase Lavi, because this is now we're 30 days before Purim. So the Chen Milish, and same thing with some sort of kneaded thing. If you're kaveya, like a Danish type thing, then if you eat enough of it, then you have to make hamotzi. The Chen Tziva Haram Bepurim. Shekayvin Sudasan Alein. Yeah. Bepurim Shekayvin Sudasan Alein Levarach Hamotzi Bepas. Tchila. What he says is, since you're going to have a whole shaila on Purim, I guess he's referring to like Hamintashim, those type of things. So since you're going to have a situation with whether you have to wash, if you eat enough of them, so make hamotzi on bread first. Meaning you're going around on Purim. I don't know if he means going around, but on Purim you're sitting and eating all these mezonos, and you're not sure. Did you eat enough? Did you not eat enough? He says, you know what? Get out of it and just wash on bread first, and then you don't have the issue. Which is what I started doing myself before I eat pizza because of the whole pizza issue. So I just decided to start washing on bread before I eat pizza, and on wraps, the same thing, like we said yesterday. And like this, you don't have any of these issues. It also helps for the diet. Like this, I don't come in the house and eat half-eaten pieces of pizza. Like this, if I have to wash, I don't do that. So there's always a side. It doesn't help the diet, though, if you noticed. But anyways, yeah. Okay, so that's that. With
even if you're running around from house to house, that helps or no?
The diet.
It doesn't help. No, he's on Purim. It doesn't help. No, if you're eating enough, then that's going to be a suda.
But it doesn't help you bouncing from house to house and, like sukkah hopping.
No, it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Yeah. You don't have to be kavua in one place?
What do you say?
You don't have to be kavua in one place?
For what?
I'm saying wherever you're eating.
Yeah, it's a good show also. Good point. Unless you eat real Suda, you're not. If you move around, you lose it. Unless it's bread, you lose the status of Suda.
No, because mezonos has the same deal.
Mamish is saying.
Yeah.
In regards to being kaveh Suda.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be learning.
Right here. Just checking up what I was doing. Okay, fine. Okay, bye. Yeah, but that's okay. We'll I think there's more of it in the end of the parak. So that's one subject. Tonight's a lot of different subjects. So that's the subject of making hamotzi if you make a meal out of mezonos. Fine. This honey that you get out from you squeeze out a date and you get the honey from it. What bracha you make on that? Okay.
Well, you said it already.
My time is zeya ba'almu. We look at it like it's just sweat. Come on. Now, when we look at it just like it's sweat, so therefore it's not part of the fruit, and therefore the bracha changes from bayre priya eitz to shehakol, right? Same thing. Why don't you make parrots? And Yonah Diyama for you, why don't you make mezonos on schnapps? Right? It's made out of wheat or whatever. The show us parrots. There you go.
That's why I wash beforehand.
There you go. Very good. So anyway,
The opposite of the.
parrots are very machmer on his schnapps. Anyways, the reason is because schnapps is zeya ba'alma. It happens to be. There are some opinions that say that for Pesach it's not considered chametz gomer, because that's why some people do sell schnapps even though they won't sell real chametz, because they say that schnapps is zeya ba'alma, right? And the same thing would be with orange juice and apple juice and anything like that.
I was told Rabbi says.
Yes, Rabbi holds that you make
because it's made
on orange juice, but that's a whole different. That's not different, but it's part of this. Kiman, so who is this like? Ki hai tana de tanan dvash tamarim v'yayin tapuchim v'chametz sufvanios v'shar mei peres shel truma. Right, so if you have honey that came out of a date, and yayin from apples, meaning apple juice, and chametz vinegar that came from the grapes that came from the end of the harvest. So the end of the harvest grapes are not great. So what you do is you use them for vinegar. Now, v'shar mei peres shel truma. Rebbe Elazar mechayev keren v'chaimesh. Rebbe Yeshua paiter. Rebbe Elazar says you chayev, if you would eat any of these things, you have to pay keren and plus a fifth, which means he's still treating them like fruit.
Where do you eat any of these things? From who? From
Truma.
Truma. It belongs to truma. It belongs to the kohen. So you ate some of it, right? So now you chayev to pay that keren and a chaimesh, which means we're still treating it according to Rebbe Elazar. We're treating it like it's fruit. But Rebbe Yeshua paiter, and Rebbe Yeshua says it's potter. Right? So you see that if you go like, now why is Rabbi Yeshua saying you're potter? Because you really didn't benefit from truma. You benefited from the zeya of truma. So therefore, you are, since it doesn't have a status of truma, it doesn't have the status of fruit either, right? And therefore, you're gonna be okay. Yeah. Fine. Next. So that's that. That's why most fruit juices we make shehakol, even though they come straight from a fruit. Yeah. Trimar mahu. Right. So what's the story with trimar? Now trimar is something that's crushed, like crushed fruit, sort of like a smoothie with straight fruit. Yeah. The Gemara is going to discuss it more, but that's basically what it is. Again, so it's crushed, but it's not fully made into a liquid. Right? It's crushed fruit. So trimar mahu. Rava didn't know what he was saying to him. Yasa Ravina commanded the Rava, and Ravina sat in front of Rava and said, Amar le, the shumshemika amrit or the kurtamika amrit? Are you talking about shumshemi is what's the name of those seeds? Sesame seeds. Shumshemi, sesame seeds, or the kurtami, which is karpim, is saffron, right? Or the purtanika amrit, or are you talking about grapes?
Grape pits.
Right, grape. The junk from the grapes. So that's what Ravina said in front of Rav. He asked, what are you talking about? Which type of things are you talking about crushing? Meanwhile, Aske Rav Ladaite. Rav understood what he was asking. Amrle Chashilsa Vadeka Amrit, but Kartan Milsa. You're talking about Chashilsa. And it's talking about something that's crushed.
Okay.
Right? And I remember what it is. And I remember what Rav Asi said. Hi Timri Shal Truma. Mutter lasses man Trima. Vasa lasses man Shecha. So there's another din by truma. Another interesting din is that truma is kaddish. It's holy. You're not allowed to destroy truma. Same thing with shmita. You're not allowed to destroy it. So can you take something, a fruit made out of from truma, and can you crush it and make it into a liquid? And does that, meaning if you hold, so what? You can't, it's a bizayin. You're not allowed to, you have to treat it with holiness. So if you're going to crush it and destroy it and make it into a liquid, you're not allowed to do that.
Today, smoothies is more kosher.
Okay, but you still wouldn't be allowed. It's a bizayin to the food to do that. Okay? So high temrishal truma, mutter lasem and trimar. You're allowed to make trimar, means crushed it, but it still retains some of its form, right? Also lasem and sheikha, but you can't make date beer out of it. Back then they made beer out of dates. Right? Because clearly he holds that that's destroying it. So therefore, v'hilchos tamri v'avdinu trima mevarchin ilave bari, and therefore, when it's crushed but not fully crushed, and then since it still has a status of truma, so it means it still has a status of fruit. Therefore, the bracha is going to be bari priyates. My time of Messiah kami kidemei kara. It's the way it was from the beginning. Meaning, when it's a trima status, it still has some sort of form of what it had before. But once you make it into beer, then it loses its status of fruit, and then therefore the bracha is going to also change to shehakol. Yeah, we're following that. So far, that's 3 different subjects of things. Shasisa. Okay?
So what do you say with smoothies today?
I don't think these are smoothies. They seem like they still retain their form to some
Well,
degree.
Well, you could have a smoothie that's not so crushed.
I mean,
I don't know
most smoothies
exactly
are
how.
liquefied to some degree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
sure.
that was one of the big shilas today. Can you make a shechianu on esrog jam? Right? Because meaning how it would depend on how crushed the esrog jam is, whether it retains a status or not. I think mostly you can.
Make a bracha today on fruits?
What?
You meant to make a bracha today on fruits?
Today was Tu B'Shvat.
So you make like a special bracha?
I don't know. You didn't follow. You don't follow my texts.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you should be following them, and then you would have this information.
Okay, so I will.
All right. Okay, we'll sign you up later.
Too bad you missed that.
Yeah. This people have a minute to do it. It was no chiyuv to do it. Shasisa. Okay. So now what's shasisa? Right. It's also a type of food made out of flour. Rashi says flour of the toasted or roasted kernels of flour. Right. Shasisa. Rav Mashakol niyabedvaroi. Rav says you make shehakol. Shmuel Amar Mina mezonos. You make a bar mina mezonos. Amar Rav Chisda v'loy pligi. There's no machlokes. Haba ava haba racha. Right. One is talking about where it was thick, and one is talking about where it was soft. Ava lachila avdila. When it's thick, it's meant for food to eat. Racha l'refuah avdila. When it's soft, it's meant for refuah. So therefore, you would only make a shehakol.
Why?
Okay. 1 second. Just relax. We'll get there. Yeah. Now, something to realize that because it's roasted, it should change its status, right? So we'll get into this later on. We have to see how it works with vegetables. Sometimes you make it in its natural state. You make it as shehakol, and sometimes in the natural state of hadama, you're going to make a hadama. Well, we'll see. Anyway,
this is flour.
This is flour, but I'm just saying that sometimes the roasting changes the whole status. Either way, again, just to clarify, this is roasted flour kernels or wheat kernels, right? And Rav and Shmuel both say you have to make a bracha on it, right? Rav says it's shehakol, Shmuel says it's bari minim mezonos, and Rav Chisda says that it's not. There's no machlokes.
We roasted also, correct?
Yeah, but it's already made into bread. It's a little different.
They're not made roasted. Meaning when they're made.
That's the question: how they make the croutons.
If they make them roasted, it would be.
Then it would be a mezonos. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Motzi Rav Yosef. So Rav Yosef said, "Shavan shebaychin as shosais b'Shabbos v'shoisen zisam hamitzri." Right. That you can mix with a spoon. You can mix this drink on Shabbos, and you're allowed to drink zisam hamitzri. Right, which is some sort of drink that you use for refuah. And if you're going to say that the reason why you're doing these things is because you want to get better, refuah b'Shabbos mishari, are you allowed to do refuah on Shabbos? We know that you're not allowed to do healing on Shabbos. Do you not hold Vatanan? We learned in the Mishnah, Kala Eichel and Eichel Adam refuah b'Shabbos. everybody can eat any type of food on Shabbos for refuah. And you can drink anything. Well, so what are you going to say? Why is that allowed? Meaning, let's say you schnapps, you have a toothache, so you want to drink schnapps on Shabbos. You're drinking it for refuah, right? Are you allowed to? So you are allowed to, right? Because it's a regular food, and it's not refuah, right? So Gavrila, why? So again, what are you going to say? Why is it? So the person his intent is to eat it. So here too, the person's intent is to eat it. Lishnachrina, which is the same, almost the same thing. The gavra is doing it for eating, and then the refuah happens to happen. For refuah and therefore, and it's just refuah. So therefore, there's no kasha from Hilchas Shabbos that it's just refuah, because it's considered a regular achila, but it happens to also heal. So then it's okay. Yeah. Now, v'tzricha the Rav and Shmuel. Now, we need Rav and Shmuel's din. Meaning, why don't we say, okay, so since you're allowed to have it on Shabbos,
What's Rav and Shmuel's din?
Rav and Shmuel said they had a machlokes. Well, it wasn't a machlokes. If you're eating it for satiation, it's mezonos, and if you're having it for refuah, it's shehakol.
Okay.
Right? So now, v'tzricha the Rav and Shmuel. Then we need to say Rav and Shmuel's din, right? Meaning, because Rav and Shmuel is saying you need to make a bracha on it, right? So clearly it's not for refuah. Correct? If it was for refuah, then you wouldn't have to make a bracha on it. So Rav and Shmuel is saying you do make a bracha on it. But what we know that from Shabbos, that you're allowed to have it on Shabbos. So of course it's not refuah. It's a regular drink. Right? So why do we need Rav and Shmuel for? Right? You get what the Gemara is asking? Gemara is saying that we just brought that you're allowed to take these foods on Shabbos, so clearly it's not a din of refuah. So you have to make a bracha on it. So why do we need Rav and Shmuel to tell us you need to make a bracha on it? Right? So the Gemara is saying, but tzricha the Rav and Shmuel, the imay high, because if it was from the Gemara on Shabbos, that tells you that it's just the food. Havamina la'achila kam b'chavin. Now I would think that his kavana, his intent is to have it for food, or refuah me'ela kahave, and then the refuah is coming, so therefore it's allowed. Aval hacha, but here, and here the reason why he's having it is because he wants to heal. So maybe he shouldn't make a bracha on it at all, because he's just having it for medicine. Since he is benefiting from it, so by brucha, therefore he does need to make a bracha. Right? So the practical that we learn out from this is that if you're taking medicine and you're going to enjoy the medicine, then you would make a bracha. Normally you don't make a bracha on medicine, but if you're going to enjoy it, then you do. So that's why ricolas or halls and all that type of thing, since you do enjoy it, if you have it, even though you're really only having it to get rid of your cough, but since you do enjoy it when you have it, so then you do make a bracha on it.
Can you have it on Shabbos?
You could have them on Shabbos because it looks like achila. Since it looks like achila, you could have them on Shabbos. Same thing with having schnapps and all that type of thing. Yeah? Okay. Right. Anything in the Tosis? No. Okay. Sha'alapasu Aimer Motzi. An interesting machlokes here. This one is a little bit easier. Tarabana. Mahu Aimer. What is the lashon of the bracha of hamotzi? Hamotzi lechem in aretz? It's one. Reb Nechemia Aimer Motzi lechem in aretz. It's not hamotzi. It's Motzi lechem in aretz.
What's the difference?
Oh, so Amar Rabba, but Motzi kuli amalei pligi to apik mashma. The lashon of Motzi, according to everybody, there's no machlokes that is in the past tense. That Hashem took out lechem from the aretz, right? Tichsiv kel Motzim in Mitzrayim. Hashem took them out from Mitzrayim, meaning it's a past tense that Hashem took out of Mitzrayim. Ki pligi b'hamotzi. I'm sorry, bim Motzi. I said it the wrong way. Rava says bim Motzi. Everybody agrees that Motzi goes in the past tense. So Motzi lechem in aretz means you took out the bread from the ground, right? Ki pligi b'hamotzi. When we having machlekes by hamotzi, Rabbanan Sabri hamotzi the apik mashma. Hamotzi has the same connotation, which is in the past tense. Took out water from the rock. Rabbi Nechemia said hamotzi the mapik mashma. Hamotzi is mashma that he's going to take out. Shenever hamotzi eschem mitachas sivles mitzayim, who will take you out from the burden of Mitzrayim, right? So what do Rabbanan do with that? For Rabbanan, this is what Hashem is telling us. When I'm going to take you out, I'm going to do something that's going to make you know that I'm the one that took you out. That's it, hamotzi. I am the one who took you out. So basically, again, when to say Motzi, everybody agrees this is the past tense, which should be the more accepted thing, because we're saying Motzi, we're thanking Hashem for Motzi lechem min haaretz, right? Hamotzi is a disagreement whether it can also mean past tense or not. The Rabbanan say
to say Motzi, that's it.
Correct. So we're going to see. Right? So, okay, and how they learn the psukim. So the Rabbanan, and Reb Nechemi has a raya that's hamotzi esla mitachasilas mitzrayim. That's a proof that hamotzi is going future. And the Rabbanan saying no. He's saying when in the future he takes you out, I'm going to show you that it's going on the past. Okay, whatever it is. Now, so then the Gemara says a little bit of story. So mishtabchin le Rabbanan Reb Zera as bar Rav Zvid. Achud Rav Shimon bar Rav Zvid. Okay, they praised this Rav Shimon who was the son of Rav Zvid, the Adam Gadolu Ubaki Berachos. So he was a great man, and he was a Baki in Brachos. He says, when he comes to you, bring him to me. I mean, he wants to check out there. I mean, this guy had a great reputation for being a Baki in Hilchos Brachos. He said, come to me bring him to me when he comes. So one time he traveled him. So he's going to test him now, right? You know, like on the dates, you know, you put out, when a guy comes to a date, you put out different fruits and see if he knows anything, right? So here too, so he put out the bread. Yeah, so afikule rifta. So he put out bread. Pasach v'amar Motzi, and the bracha he made was Motzi. Amar zehu shaimer malav the adam gadolu baki v'brachos. This is the one who they say is a great man and is a baki and brachos. Bishlami amar hamotzi. If he would have said the word hamotzi, ashmein and taima, he would have told us a reason, right? He would have explained the reason. Ashmein and dehilchos akarabanan, and he would have been telling us a psak. Hello, the amar Motzi, my kamashon. He said Motzi. Everybody agrees that Motzi is a proper. Meaning, had he said the word hamotzi, right, then we would know he meant to paskin that particular way, right? But he just said Motzi. Motzi is neutral because everybody agrees that Motzi works.
So he went neutral, so he's right. Something?
So my kamash.
I think it's a bigger passion or whoever passes Hamotzi.
Well, so we're going to get to it. We're going to get to that. So my kamash. Right? So my kamash, what's he helping us? The EU, David Lafuki, Nafshemi plugged and why he's smart. He knew the machlokes. He didn't want to get involved in the machlokes, so therefore he used the word Motzi instead of Hamotzi. Right? Okay, the hilchos. So what is the halacha? We say hamotzi lechem min haaretz, not Motzi. But the kaim like Rabbanan dami da'apik mashma, because we go like the Rabbanan that say that the word hamotzi is referring to the past tense. Okay, so even though Motzi lechar, you should think that Motzi should be the easier one because that there's no machlokes, right? Very interesting thing that comes out from there. The word Motzi lechem min haaretz, everybody agrees is the proper thing. Hamotzi is a machlokes, and we pass on like hamotzi. Took a Taisus, very interesting Taisus. Here the top Taisus. Hilchos hamotzi, right? V'afalpi de b'motzi kuli alma loy pligi da'apik mashma, right? Akiva is yukasha, right? We don't want you to mix it up because if it's hamotzi, right? You're going to mix up the ice. It's going ha'olam Motzi. Baruch atah Hashem b'kenu melech ha'olam Motzi. Right? So you're going to do a run-on with the mems. We had this a few blot ago within Shema. You're supposed to separate the letters. So if we're going to do Motzi, so people in their rush to eat are going to say Baruch atah Hashem b'kenu melech ha'olam Motzi. So they're going to use one mem, and they're not going to pause in between melech ha'olam and Motzi. Right?
So we do this. We go.
That's why we yes. That's why we go to the machlokes because we don't want you to do a run-on word. Is everybody understanding that? Yeah. But then Tais says a pasuk kasha. It says v'amagad belechem min nami eruv hamotzi lechem min. Right? Lechem min haaretz. That's also could possibly a run-on. Lechem min haaretz.
Oh, the two mems.
Yes, lechem min haaretz. Shani Hasan the Krok Siv, but there you have a pasuk. There we have a pasuk that says straight out, Lahaitzi lechem min haaretz. Valkain. Now, listen to this last part. Yeah, this is halacha l'maisa. Valkain. Yesh livtzaya b'shtei yodav be'eser etzbais neged yud teva shebemikrazeh. And therefore, you're supposed to put your 10 fingers on the bread. When you make a motzi, you keep all 10 fingers on the bread because there's 10 words in that pasuk of matzmiach chotzer lebehema ve'esav la'avodas ha'adam lahaitzi lechem min ha'aretz.
So why do people only do that on Shabbos?
Because they don't know. Because they don't know what it should be done. Even this is not just on Shabbos. During the week, you have a piece of rye bread.
You should hold it with both.
Don't you need a full
No,
bread?
no. When you make
with
yes,
a piece of bread.
yes. When you do parrots, can you eat another sandwich, parrots?
It's a little soggy, but
10.
Yeah.
Whenever you do it, you have your 10 fingers on the bread. That's what it is.
Even if it's a sandwich?
Even if it's a sandwich.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
you make the Bracha, you're supposed to have 10 fingers.
yeah, but if it's in a wrapper, does it make a difference? Or you have to actually touch the bread.
No, I would think you got to touch the bread.
Ooh,
That's
that's
right.
nasty.
What?
Yeah, I'm a germaphobe.
Okay.
Why
well,
on Shabbos if you hold it with the
with the
If anybody wants the
Right.
other half, they're welcome to stop by.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, so
You wash your hands, you walk through the subway?
that's an interesting tosis. What?
What do you say? If you wash your hands, you walk through the subway?
Val Yerokas Simon. Right? Okay, right. The next subject. Katani, Yerokas, what time? We're going a little slow tonight.
10:07. No, we're
Okay. Katani, I think people are dropping out, I see.
By the way, I like it slow better.
Well, of
Me
course
too.
slow is better.
Yeah.
Of course slow is better.
5
Yeah, the man who logged in 5 minutes ago, of course. Yeah, I would also like it slower if I logged in 5 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
but it makes my chazara much faster.
Oh, that's great. We're happy for you.
There you go. Little brotherly love right there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, weiter. Okay.
Is your mother on?
Fal Yerokas Simon. Katana Yerokas dumi the pas. We learned that vegetables similar to pas. Ma pas and ishtanal yidei or. This is what I was referring to before. Katana Yerokas dumi the pas. Vegetables are similar to bread. Ma pas and ishtanal yidei or. Just like bread is what you change it gets changed through fire, meaning from its natural states. So too, vegetables also get changed through or, yet Rashi says they still retain their bracha b'ir pri adam. Okay? Now the Gemara will get a little clearer with this. Yeah? Amar Rav Noi Mishmei Dabai. What he means to say is like the shlakas mevarchan aleim b'ir pri adam. When you take vegetables and you cook them, then they're going to be b'ir pri adam. Okay? Darash Rav Chisda Mishum Ravino Manu Rav, and Rav Chisda Dash in the name of Rabbeinu, I'm sorry. And who was it? It was Rav Shlokas Mevarchan Aleim B'ir Pri Adama. Cooked vegetables, you make a bracha B'ir Pri Adama. Rabbi Seinu HaYordim Eretz Yisrael Manu Ula Mishmei Rav Yochanan, and the Rabbi Seinu who came from Eretz Yisrael, and that was Ula in the name of Rav Yochanan. Amar Shlokas Mevarchan Aleim shehakol niya b'dvarei. On cooked vegetables, you make shehakol. Ani Omer Kol Shetchilase B'ir Pri Adama. If anything that when you eat it raw, it's b'ir pri adama shalku, and when you cook it, then it's shehakol niya b'dvarei. V'chol shetchilase shehakol niya b'dvarei, and any vegetable that has bracha shehakol first, shalku, and then when you cook it b'ir pri adama, then it's b'ir pri adama. Now let's understand what he's saying. Right. So basically, what he's saying is that vegetables, and this is a very interesting. At least I found it to be interesting. It's a very interesting yisoid. It's the bracha on vegetables and on anything is going to be based on where it's headed. Meaning, when you planted vegetables, how do you plan on eating this vegetable? Raw or cooked? Right? Onions is the main. Onion is what bracha you make on an onion?
On a cooked onion, you make no.
It's always a tuffle.
On a cooked,
Shehakol for raw onion.
Raw onion, you make shehakol. On a cooked onion, you make hadam. What's a pshat? If you asked somebody, you took somebody in the street and you went to them and said, okay, here, buddy, this is a vegetable. I just picked it out of the ground. And vegetables, you make b'ir pri adama. So you make b'ir pri adama? I would think yes. And you cooked it. Maybe now it changes to shehakol. But the halach is the total opposite because we paskin this way. Right? We'll see how the Gemara goes.
Now that people eat it raw.
Still, most people do not eat it raw. Most people, when they're doing onions, as far as I know, are doing it to be cooked. So basically,
No one's going to take an onion in their hand like an apple and just bite into it. It's not shaykh to eat it raw.
They put it on a hamburger.
So you're making a bracha on the hamburger. That's the top of the ikar.
Right. Then the same
That's
thing
true.
with carrot. Correct. Right. So basically, it goes with where are you headed to with this? Meaning, what was the kavanah when this vegetable grew? Was it going to be made cooked or was it going to be made eaten raw?
1 second, but let's say you have something that you would normally eat raw. When you cook it, it doesn't ruin. It doesn't change. It's not something that
Carrots.
Meaning,
Carrots.
No, so carrots.
you would eat both. So it would keep its status.
Yes, as far as I know, carrots.
Meaning, it's only if it takes it out of its
Correct.
status.
Right. Changes it. Yeah, that's a good point. Right?
Well,
It only changes.
No, you can change it, but
No, it
it's not
doesn't get
enough.
eaten unless it's cooked.
Changes for the
No,
worse.
but what's the dama raw and cooked shehakol?
Oh, so the Gemara is going to ask that.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Now the Gemara is going to discuss bishlama. So it's good if you have something that starts with shehakol and then you cook it by Rabbi. So he doesn't say onions, but he has other case. The Gemara says mishkachas la bekarva besilka. Well, a silka, I guess, could be. Right. Beets and karva. How do they touch karva?
Cabbage, beets, and pumpkins.
Yeah, karva, silka, vakara. Right. All those will start off shehakol. Once you cook them, they become adama. And you could add onions. You could add a lot of things. Elakol shetchila sebar priyadama shalku shehakol heichi mishkachas. What about the other way? Starts off as a vegetable and then ends up as a shehakol. How do you find that? You find it by leeks, right?
It's interesting. They make these.
Tumi vakarti is
Garlic and leek.
Now,
Garlic you eat raw?
Oh, so garlic. Okay, Tyson is going to ask that. So he's saying garlic and leeks is better
Raw.
I eat leeks every year, not raw.
Garlic and leeks is better cooked.
No, the opposite.
What?
Raw. It's a
I'm sorry,
raw.
it's better raw. I'm sorry, it's better raw. Tyson asks, what do you mean? It's better cooked, right? Tyson asks, it's better cooked, right? Look at where is the Tyson? I mean, it's a long Tyson. Don't get nervous. Look at the time of near the bishul mashbicha. The third Tyson down. Doesn't it? We see that the vegetable, that garlic and leek is actually better when it's cooked. Meaning that's only because you're putting in other ingredients, so therefore they taste good. But if you would just take leek straight up and garlic straight up without adding any ingredients, it would taste worse. Right? Okay. Anyways, yeah, Dorish is fine. So Dorish Rav Nachman b'Shum Rabbeinu, Manu Shmuel, right? Rav Nachman darshan b'Shem his Rebbe, who was it? Shmuel Shlokas Mavarchan Alein Bar Priya Adama, right? Cooked vegetables you make Bar Priya Adama. V'Chareno V'Chavereno Yodem Eretz Yisrael Manu Ula Mishmei Rav Yochanan Amar Shlokas Mavarchan Alein Shehakol Niyam Dvarei Vani Amar Machlokes Shnui. And I say it's totally in a Machlokes. The Tani Yotzim Berekik Hashari. You can be Yotze your matzah with Rekikim is it's matzah. I don't know.
A wafer of matzah that was soaked in
right.
water.
Rakik is a wafer, right? It can be soaked or cooked, but it can't disintegrate in the water. It has to still be there. You can use it with soaked, but not with cooked. Even if it didn't get melted down. Right? So he's saying that it's totally in that same machlokes. Do you say, according to Rav Yossi, you wouldn't be yotze with cooked because the cook doesn't change it. Right? I'm sorry, the cook does change it. It's not true. Everybody holds that cooked vegetables you make by Rav Yossi. And Rav Yossi didn't say over there by matzah that you can't use it. If you're going to cook it, you're not going to have the taste of matzah. So then that's why he said no. But here, even Rav Yossi's maida that it would still be considered a vegetable and it'd be better priyadama. Okay? Cooked vegetables you make better priyadama. You make shehakol. Yeah? So that is an interesting Gemara, an interesting tidbit here. Ula was kaveh his mistake Rabbi Yamin Bar Yefes, like Rabbi Yamin Bar Yefes. Meaning his mistake was based on a not such a good source as a Talmud of Rabbi Yochanan. We'll see what that means. The Hebrew Reb Zera was wondering, right from the word Tmiyah, he was wondering, what comparison are you comparing Rabbi Yamin Bar Yefes with Reb Chia Bar Abba? Meaning they're both saying things b'shem Rabbi Yochanan. right? And how can you compare one to the other? Reb Chia bar Abba, Dayak v'Gomer Shmaitzim Reb Yochanan Rabbi. Reb Chia bar Abba was Dayak, and he learned everything that he heard from Reb Yochanan, but Reb Yomi Berachos was loy Dayak, and Reb Yomi Berachos was not very medayak. And it sounds like one was a very close Talmud of Reb Yochanan, and one was not. Every 30 days, he reviewed his learning with Reb Yochanan. Rabbi is Rabbi, but Reb Yomi Berachos is loy mahada, and Reb Yomi Berachos did not review his learning. Right. By the way, Tyson says can't be he did all his learning every 30 days. Tyson says lav dafka. He says anything he learned within those last 30 days, he reviewed with Rabbi Yochanan. Right. Besides for these 2 points, Tahu Termusa, the Shalkilu Sheva Zimnin, you have this Termusa. How do they touch Termusa? It's a type of
Termus bean.
Yeah, it's a bean. Yeah, that they cooked it 7 times in a pot, and they ate it as a dessert, kinuach suda, to finish off the suda. Also, and they went and asked Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Yochanan said, "You make bari priyadama." So you see clearly that Rabbi Yochanan held that a cooked vegetable, a bean is a vegetable.
We have to cook it
still
7
make bari
times for it not to be
priyadama.
bitter, it says.
Yeah. And I saw Rabbi Yochanan eat a salty olive, right? Now, so what? What is salty? We're trying to prove cooked here. So Rashi says, Meliach kireseach. There's a concept of anything that's salted is considered like boiling. It's for kashrus.
Yeah.
It's for also like if you stick a spoon into a charain.
It didn't say what bracha.
You leave it in there.
This said it made a
Right?
bracha.
Yeah.
What? It didn't say which one. It was
Kai-
Baruch Allah Tchila V'Sayf. Doesn't say which one. So what's the question?
No, so clearly it has to be that he made a
Oh, the Gemara
Dom.
continues.
Yeah, but you're going to say no, but that's not really okay. So the Gemara says, if you say that cooked food retains its original status, so on the Zayis, he's going to make Bar Priya 8, and then Baruch Bracha of Allah 8, right? Aliyah Shlaka is Lav Messiah Kaimi. But if you say Shlakas does not take its original status, so then it would make sense. Right? In the end, what Bracha is going to make? Perhaps, maybe it was right?
Which
Yeah.
we said before is no. It's like saying no bracha. That's why
We said that's no.
That's why it says.
no
But that's what it means.
Yeah.
Mavarach V'Sayf. That means it can't be
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Good. So therefore, we prove that you would still make hadama on shlakas. Yeah. Motzi Rav Yitzchak Bar Shmuel Yerakos. Yeah, let's do this tomorrow. Yeah, Motzi Rav Yitzchak Bar Shmuel Yerakos. Shalom Yotzman Yidei Chavas Pesach Yotzman Ubekelach Shalan. The vegetables that you need for moror, so you can be yotze with them and with their kelach as their stalk. Have a like fushin, but they can't be soaked. V'loy shlukin and not cooked. V'loy not boiled. Shlukin is boiled. V'loy mevushalin and not cooked. And if you say that when they get cooked, they have the original status, shlukin amayloi. So then why can't you use shlukin, right? So it must be that shlukin does not have its original status. So shani hot, like more answers, no shani awesome. The be'inan tam mar v'leka. There you need tam mar, and you don't have that. By mar, like we just said before, half an hour before, that by matzah also you need tam. So that's why you can't bring rayas from matzah and mar that if it was cooked, you're not allowed to use it, because there's a different reason for that. That's because you need tam matzah and you need tam mar. Other than that, the maskonas advarim is that anything that gets cooked will change its status, right? Depending on what type of vegetable that it is. Fine.
I don't
All right.
understand what you were bringing from Tosis here.
I'll go to Nacht. But
What the answer was that it's
the reason why garlic tastes better when it's cooked is because there's other ingredients in it. If you would just cook the garlic straight.
Eat it raw?
What?
People eat it raw?
I have no idea. People eat it raw. I don't know.
If you just cook the garlic straight,
What?
it wouldn't be good?
That's what Taisus is saying. I have no idea. She doesn't put anything in it.
No, yeah.
Zero.
We put some oil.
Okay. All right, folks.
All right.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.